Hello, everybody.
Shalom, Rabbi Elias.
Hearts Orion Tovim. Thank you for being patient with we had some technical troubles just now. I had to restart my computer. And, oh, there she is. Good. My granny's here. And Marvin Gruber is here. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Rabbi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Granny.
Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
I know. I think Microsoft had a ton of updates over the weekend.
Oh,
I had a little trouble at work. I had to redo something.
It is sometimes.
I like to change things.
I know my granny wants to unblock her screen, but she doesn't know how. Do you know exactly how to do it from your perspective?
You mean she wants to get the video going? Or
Yeah, her own video, but we can't figure out.
okay, if
That's
she
it.
I see it. Wait, I see it here.
Yeah, down near the
right, I
bottom on her, so it'll have video and mute.
It says start video. I pressed on it, and then my picture is there. If you
Perfect.
Oh,
There she is.
Okay, we got you, Fran.
And I did it.
Hey, all right.
Welcome, Granny.
Thank you for the help.
Of course.
you're welcome.
Thank you for coming. I'm happy you made it. Making sure we got our socials up. Yes, we do. All right, so we can start now. I'm glad we're all here. Let's get this going.
How are you feeling, Ellen? How did everything go?
Oh, I had a shot, and my leg still feels kind of weak, but the pain has reduced a little bit. So I'm a little encouraged and a little discouraged at the same time. I want everything to get better, and I'm a little scared.
Well, give it a few days. It may work. It may kick in.
I hope so. The aftercare statement said it can take 3 to 5 days.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I wish you a refuah shlema, Ellen.
Yes.
We will.
Thank you.
I'm sure your name will come up at the Misha Berach. Let's
Thank
start.
you, Rabbi.
Of course. Let's start with. Here we go. Oh, we have one more. Amy. Good. I thought Amy was here. All right. Today is the 18th, beginning just now at sunset, is the 18th of ER, which is the 33rd day of the Omer, which is Lag BaOmer. Lag, we'll explain it later, but it's a very joyous day. And there's a wonderful song that I wanted to play at the very beginning that I just found today that makes it really fun to be a Jew on Lag BaOmer. This is Yiddish.
My parents spoke when I wasn't.
I thought you might be able to understand it, Marvin.
I don't know English very well.
Well, today is a big celebration. Lots of people in Israel having barbecues.
Okay, which one of these is you in the picture? Is that you in the picture over here, the in the blue?
That's me. And that's my Granny Franny in the red. Okay. Well, Chag Sameach, everyone. Welcome to the Maariv service tonight. We begin with the Hine Matov, which I have on my other playlist. Hine Matov Manai, Shevet Achim Gam Yacha. Hine Matov Manai, Shevet Achim Gam Yacha. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, Yala ra 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 ra. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, Yala ra 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 ra. Hine Matov,
Manai, Shevet Achim Gam
Hine
Matov Manai.
Hine Matov Manai. Hine matov manaim. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together. As the Rav Nachman of Breslov put it, let the good in me connect with the good in others until all the world is transformed through the compelling power of love. Hine matov. So good. We have reached the Baruch Hu, but first I want to say hi to Rabbi Karen. Hi, Rabbi Karen Tashman. Nice. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to see you.
Hello, Rabbi Elias. It's so good to see you.
It's nice to see you too. So we begin our service officially with the Baruch Hu, the call to prayer, and I will do that. Actually, I'll offer that first. Marvin, would you like to start our Baruch Hu?
I could do it.
Okay.
Baruch Hu Adonai Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is the eternal, blessed is the Holy One, the presence, the source of all creation that has existed forever. We say, and let me move this so I can read. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, whose word creates the mysterious time of dusk, filling the world with possibilities. In wisdom, you open heaven's gates, and with understanding, you change times and vary seasons, and arrange the stars in the heavens according to your will. Creator of day and night and the trembling in between time, who spreads out light before darkness and darkness before light, who creates day and brings forth night, who separates day from night, who arrays the whole earth with glory. Holy is your name. Blessed are you for the creations that happen every day. And together we say in Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'aravim. Very nice. Blessed are you who creates evening. We are situating ourselves on the earth, recognizing the turning surface we sit on, the light that is becoming dark and will soon become light again. And as we prepare for this transition, we remind ourselves of who we are, where we are, and what matters to us, the oneness that connects us all, that never stops in lightness or in darkness. That's what we remind ourselves of tonight. And that is what we do with the Ahavat Olam, which I would like to get the Platt brothers again to, because that's the melody that I prefer. Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha nismach b'divrei toratecha u'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed. Hikem chayenu ve'orech yomeinu uvachem nagei yamam v'layla ve'ahavatecha al tasir memenu leolamim. Your love has embraced us always, in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day, your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, and informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah day and night in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. Please read responsively with me on the right. In the stories of our past,
you are revealed.
Yeah.
in the laws you gave at Mount Sinai,
You are
revealed.
in the questions that we ask and the answers that we might find,
You are revealed.
in the light that burns off fog and in the darkness that swallows grief,
You are revealed.
In my questing, doubts and fear, and in the joy of dreams come true.
You are revealed.
revealed.
In all the blessings that surround us, those seen and unseen.
You are revealed.
Blessed are you for the opening of our senses to all your revelations. You live in the glow of the heart. You live in the pain and the joy of life. You live when we choose life and blessing. You live in the still, small voice of conscience. You live in our unending search for truth, and you live in our breath when we unite and call you one. Together we say in Hebrew,
Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah
Adonai.
Adonai,
Amo
Amo
Israel.
Yisrael.
beautiful. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. And that's how it is. It's a love. We have come to the point of our service when we are no longer situating, we're no longer asking or remembering. Now we're listening. We're listening to the call that has echoed through thousands and thousands of years, one might say since the birth of creation, which we will talk about later with the Lag BaOmer. However, right now that call is reaching our ears, where we have to understand and internalize that call that has been uniting us forever, and it's the call called Shema Yisrael. Would anyone like to lead us in the Shema Yisrael tonight? Amy, please. Yes, please.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
That was beautiful.
Good.
Thank you, Amy.
A beautiful voice.
You have a very beautiful voice. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצוותך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בעם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשופטך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Would anyone like to read the English translation of the Via Hafta for us? Let me see. I'm not seeing any. I can do
I
that.
will.
Thank you, Rabbi. Please go for it.
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children, and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who is truth. Adonai Elohechem emet.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rabbi Karen. We can all repeat the Hebrew at the end. Adonai Elohim.
Amen.
Amen.
Matt,
The three words which mean the same thing, but we say it three times anyway. So Micha Mocha, we sing in rapturous praise of who is like this oneness that Rabbi Karen just spoke of. Who is like this amazing source of blessing in our lives? Micha Mocha ve'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha neder bakodesh, Nora tehilot o sefelde. Nora tehilot o sefelde. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, and working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. And together we say in Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Gaal
Gal
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
We have reached the Hashkivenu, one of my favorite poetic moments in Judaism. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufrosh aleinu Sukat Slomecha Ushmo Tzetenu Uvoenu. Baruch atah Adonai Hapores Sukat Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim. Would anyone like to read the translation for us right here?
Yes, I would.
Please go ahead, Ellen.
Let us lie down in peace, Adonai, and we will arise with strength and clear vision. Shelter us under your wings, guide us with your wisdom, and for the sake of your world, help us work for peace through justice. Then hatred and plague and war and famine and sorrow will disappear from this earth. Blessed are you, our comfort and shield, whose Sukkot Shalom, shelter of peace, spreads over us, over all Israel, over Jerusalem, and the earth made whole.
Amen. Beautifully read.
Thank you.
Come to the Chatzi Kaddish. Please come sing along with me if you like. Yitgadal, Yitgadash Shemera, Yalma Divrei, Bisman Parki Vimeru Amen. Eshmera Bamebora Alam Ulam Maya Yitbarach Yitbarach Arvitaman Vitadar Le'elam min kol v'chata mitzviyata ushbechata nechemata Amen. Welcome everyone to the Amidah, the standing prayer where we stand in body, if that is your tradition, or in spirit, if that is more comfortable. We remember what it is like to stand and be at our capital, at our spiritual center. We embody that physically, and we also turn towards Jerusalem at this point, and we talk to and about our ancestors and remind ourselves of how lucky we are to be who we are. Let the strength of this community and the strength of our ancestors give us the strength to search for our path back to the Blessed One. We read together in Hebrew. Baruch Open up our lips that our mouths
may declare your glory.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei,
Elohei
Elohei Sarah,
Sarah,
Elohei
Elohei
Leah, El Hagadol Hagidol V'Hanan, El Elyon, El Hasedim Tovim, Konei Elohei Ashtei Avot Imaho, Yigedola Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Uzeu Mashiach Baruch atah Adonai Avraham Bezrat Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh Kol Atah Le'Hoshia Morid Atah Mechakel Chaim V'Chesed Mechayeh Tomech no Umati Umekayem Nato Ishen Elech Your strength is forever, Adonai. You give life all things, you, the great Savior. The dew that rains upon us in summer. You sustain life with kindness, with great compassion. You give life to all. You lift up the fallen. You heal the sick. You free the captives. You keep trust with those who sleep in the dirt. Who is like you, source of might? Who looks like you, the one who causes death and life and salvation to root? Who is like you, source of mercy? In compassion, you sustain the life of your children, and faithful are you who brings life to everything. Blessed are you who brings life to everything. Before we count the Omer specifically, I wanted to give this little infographic that I found about what today means. The Lag BaOmer, which is the 33rd day, if you use the metric, the Lamed plus Gimel, which is the numerical equivalent of what the day 33 is. There are three different traditions in Judaism about what today really represents. The first is that there was a plague going on in the ancient days where Rabbi Akiva had many students, apparently 24,000 of whom suffered and died from a plague in the days following Passover. And the day they finally stopped dying was Lag BaOmer. And so we light a fire to thank God that that plague stopped and that we have maintained our tradition anyway. The other one is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, passed away on this day, very influential rabbi, very much about existentialism and the study of your soul and your spirit. Today is a reflection of his legacy. And it's also, some like to say, it was 33 days after we left Egypt that manna fell from heaven, that we just happened to be in the right place at the right time when it rained bread when we were starving in the desert. So today is the day when we celebrate that as well. Officially, we are on day 5 of week 5, the Hod of Hod, which, as you see in this map, we are making our way to the right on the 5th from the top row. We are at day 33, Lag BaOmer. If you'd like to join with me while we say the prayer before counting, it's the second text box from the top. Baruch atah
Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam asher
kitanu b'mitzvotav
anu al Sefirat Omer. And now we will count first in Hebrew and then in English. Hayom Yom Shlosha Shloshim Yom Shehem Arba Shavuot Hamisha Yamim LaOmer. Today is 33 days, which is 4 weeks and 5 days of the Omer. Mazel Tov! We just did a mitzvah. We counted the Omer. We made it to 33. This is one of the most interesting stops along our journey. I found this amazing, no one claims to have written it, but I will send you all the link at the end. One of my favorite little spiels about about Omer is what it means that we have a fire on this particular day. The 33rd, and I'll read this text for you right now. There is a direct connection between the aspect of humility, hod, and learning about the passing and the life of people who have come before us and expanded our consciousness. Torah tells us that God resists the proud. Conversely, humility opens up the doors. We see this regarding Moses, called the most humble of all men, who also had the closest connection to God in all the Tanakh. Tradition tells a story of Rabbi Shimon being surrounded by fire on the day of his death. The Torah speaks of Moses' face glowing. The Torah itself is called fire, or Eish. Fire is associated with the world of Atzliut, which is nearness to God and beyond creation. To understand requires blocking out the confusion of the world, the tzitzum, restriction. Hod of Hod, which is where we are today, may be seen as examining how you yourself examine yourself. It is easy to develop a false sense of humility. I saw a amazing Instagram reel by this girl named hipster Hasidic chick, and she said about Lag BaOmer, the reason we light the fire on the day of Hod is because we were reminded that before creation happened, all the energy in the world was just chaos. It was tohu. It was pure God energy. There was nothing imperfect. There was nothing to differentiate God from non-God, from something limitless and limited. And so God created us as channels to create more godliness as co-creators with God. And that is when we came into our beings as spiritual partners with Hashem, as co-creators, which is why we have to choose to create rather than not create. That's why anything that isn't pure form of godliness is an object, an inanimate object, or a human being, or an animal. All of that has godliness in it. All of it is different, but has a source of that same creative energy that was there at the Big Bang, that was there when we were freed from Egypt, that was there when the state of Israel was established again in 1948. That energy is there in us all the time. And reigniting it is an act of going outside of those, underneath all of those superficial layers that we define ourselves with, and coming back to the essence of who we are. I hope I did her proud. Hasidic hipster chick on Instagram.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. And how perfect is it we have come to our silent prayer after contemplating on what it means to be humble enough to really feel that essence of creation. Let us close our eyes if we like and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and give that part of ourself that exists below our verbal capacity, below our ability to want or desire anything superficial, that part of ourself that maybe didn't get a chance to express itself today, but deserves some recognition for the strength, the endurance, for the presence that you have brought to this life today. Give that part of yourself a loving embrace and open up a beam of light from the heavens down onto that part of you, and feel present with the wondrousness that is being alive, being who you are right now. And let God give you that love that you deserve. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tasim Leolam.
Shalom,
Shalom
Shalom,
Rav
Yisrael,
Tasim Leolam. Ki
Shalom,
ata melech adon al kol ha-shalom. טוב בניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, And together we say, Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah Adonai,
Baruch
Barak
Adonai,
Amo Yisrael Bashalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Kaddish Shalem,
Shalom.
which I will do in the traditional way. Please feel free to join in at the red parts. Yikra Shemei Rabba B'yom Adivrach Yerutei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayachon V'yom Echon V'chayed Echol Beit Yisrael Ba'agalag B'zman Kariv V'imeru.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach
Rabba Misorach
Elam,
Elam
elam,
Shemaya.
Barach V'Ta'av Aman V'Tnasei Tadavi Talevi Talavit Kadash Shemei Dukutsha Bari.
Birichu.
Eila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram bi'alma v'imeru.
Amen.
V'imeru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba mishamayim v'chaim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, say shalom b'momav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru.
Amen.
We have reached the Aleinu. Please rise in body or in spirit, as is your custom. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol heit gdulad liot
Tekuladim Tereha Bereshit.
lo asan
So
v'yirei
Wasan Vipia
baratzot
Fatson.
v'lo
Velo
saman
Saman Mifikato
v'lo
Hadama.
sam
Ram
chelkenu
Sapinu
gahem
Dahem.
v'horat
Aleinu.
ona ve'anachnu
Anatu
kolim
Kolim.
u'shtachavim
Naftami Modi.
Lifnei
Lefne
melech
Mele. Malchina Malchi.
HaKadosh
Kadosh
Baruch Hu
Baruch Hu.
V'ne'ema Haya
Haya Adonai
Melech
Al Kol Haaretz
Hayom Hahu
Hahu
Hayom Hahu
Hahu
Yehiye Adonai
Adonai
Echad
Echad
U'Shemo
Shemo
U'Shemo
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 Echad.
Echad.
Look at that beautiful place, Jerusalem. Now we have come to the Misha Berach, the part where we send healing and loving energy to those who are sick, who need some healing, who are on their way to healing. I will go by each in the Zoom, and we can give the names verbally if we like. Ellen Rose, do you have anyone for the Misha Berach list today?
Yes. All those who are suffering emotionally and physically, all those who are homeless, humans and animals, Perry Ben Betty, Siona, Rabbi Galit, Ellen Friedman, Bill Ben Ann. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Sue Bowers, do you have anyone for the list today?
Yes, Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, who is recovering beautifully, Jimmy, Jean, and Robin.
Thank you. Ellen Friedman.
Timothy Paul Taylor, Laura Frick, Ellen Friedman, and Diane Fishman.
Thank you. Reba, do you have anyone to share today? Okay. Marvin Gruber.
No.
Okay. Granny Franny.
No.
Okay. Amy, do you have anyone for the list today?
Yeah, that's my helping list. Pam, my friend Hazel, who I just found out the other day her father died. Rabbi Galit, Beth and her dad, Maddie, Albert Madison, Valerie Madison, my friend Janice, who's going through chemo, Marvin, Kathy and Ford, my friend Christine, Tamara, Joanna Ritchie, Jamie, Danny, Rabbi Nancy, Ellen Friedman, let's see, Ellen Rose, my cousin Harry, and my neighbor Jane, who's in the hospital, and she's only 9.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. I love that list, that you have kept a list of a lot of people. It says a lot about you. Thank you, Amy. Rabbi Karen, do you have anyone for the healing list tonight?
I do. Sarah Miriam bat Chas Tzvi, Hannah Rachel bat Rivka, Aharon ben Helen.
Thank you very much. I will check the socials over here on the YouTube. Nope, don't have anyone. If you're on YouTube and you would like to type in the chat a name, I would be happy to read it. I will first read the English to give you some time. We are grateful, O God, for the gift of life and for the healing powers you have implanted within your creatures. Sustain our beloved ones through these days of illness with the courage and fortitude they need to endure weakness and pain. Help us to find ways to show our love for them so we may be an influence for good in their time of need. And may all who suffer illness of body or mind know that you are with them, giving them strength of spirit as they struggle to recover. May their afflictions soon be ended, and may they return in health to family and friends. Together we read in Hebrew, Baruch
Baruch
Atah
atah Adonai
Adonai
Rofe Ha'olam.
Elohim.
Mishet
Avoteinu V'kol ha'olam
Leimoteinu. May the source of strength who blessed the one before us help us
Help us
Find
find
the
the
courage
courage
to make
to
our
make
our
our
lives
lives
a
a
blessing.
blessing.
and
And
Let
let
us
us say,
Amen. Otenu.
those
Bless
who
those
need
in need of
healing
healing
with
with
the
Ruah,
Shalom.
the
the
renewal
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 of
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 body, the renewal
renewal
of
spirit,
of
of
spirit,
spirit,
and
and
let
and
us
let
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 us
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 say,
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 Amen.
Amen.
Now, I left out all the people, the families that were affected by the shootings in Buffalo.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot them. Oops.
all the families of those who were
It was
affected.
horrible.
I think
Horrible.
there's one survivor who was shot
One.
but killed. Yes, there was someone who was shot but not killed and
Oh my
shot in the
God.
leg. I think he is still in the hospital, so we can include him on the list as well.
I just don't understand why this stuff is still happening. I don't get it. I mean, really.
This is why we focus on our healing efforts, so we can
Right.
send all of that positiveness that we want to see in the world out there in hopes that maybe we can change the
Oh, so there was also this little girl, her mother, I think she was 9 years old, and her mother killed her. I'm like,
There's a lot of evil out there, and when we focus on the Misha Berach, we're giving that love that evil wants to stamp out. We're giving that love space in our hearts, and we're singing from that space rather than from the space of fear that exists in all of us when we read those awful things happening all around us.
yeah, it's horrible. So
And-
this like kind of helps us heal too, because
Exactly. And by you keeping that list, Amy, that's your benefit. That's what you're doing for the world. You're choosing to stay positive and to send
Hey.
love. So big ups.
on the list, I add people, whatever, whoever needs a prayer, I give it to them. I don't care.
We now we're moving on to the mourner's Kaddish. If you are observing a yard site, an anniversary of someone's death, someone has passed away recently, or in some other way has
My
visited
friend's
you,
father.
this is the time when we can remember all of those people. Let us remember those who have transitioned the world beyond to eternal rest. And though these dearest of souls may no longer be with us physically, their journeys have been ever imprinted on our hearts and our minds. Even with the passage of time, the memory of them we cherish and hold precious. If you are in mourning or observing a yard site, please recall those you hold in cherished and dearest memory. I'll go down the Zoom and through the socials again. Ellen Rose, do you have anyone you're remembering today?
All those who have nobody to say Kaddish for them, all those who had died in Meron last year, all those who died in Buffalo. Albertine Bat Naima. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. We remember them. Sue Bowers, anyone for
No,
remember?
no, thank you.
Okay. Helen Friedman?
This is the Yortzeit, or Shavuos actually, is the Yortzeit of the massacre at Pulse nightclub in Orlando. I'd like to remember them for Kaddish. And I would also like to remember my mother, Mildred Friedman, and my father, Henry Friedman, and their best friends, Betty Forsheimer and Marilyn Matlow.
We'll remember them. And thank you for that reminder.
Yeah.
Reba, do you have anyone for the remembrance list tonight?
She remembers everybody. She prays for everybody in the whole world.
Marvin, do you have anyone for the
Yeah.
remembrance list?
Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Francis Johnson, we remember them. Thank you. Granny Franny, anyone for the list? Okay. Amy, do you have anyone for remembrance
Of
list?
course I do. Rabbi Galit's husband, I call him Mr. Bob. Robert Reber, Audrey Scott Whitehead, George Darrell, Warrington Francis Johnson, Jet the dog, and my friend's father, Edward, that I didn't know he died till the other day. And I'm helping her through it because she's been crying.
We remember them.
I love that poem. I love that poem. We remember them. It's like my favorite poem.
Rabbi Karen, do you have anyone for the list tonight?
No, just everyone I hold in my heart. That's all.
Yeah, everybody in Buffalo that died. It's just
Thank you.
horrible
Good
people.
reminder. I don't see anything on the socials, so we will continue with the mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal, Yikadash,
Yishkadash Shemei Rabba,
Yama Divrach,
Rabba Tivate, Umbate,
B'chayechon,
Bechayehon, Bechaymayachon,
B'edechol
Bekahol Yisrael,
Ma'agala,
Agala Osman Tam, Amen. Hey, Mayan, Maba, Mishmai, Devaya, Yisra, Yisra, Visra, Yisraman,
Yitnase,
Yisra,
Yitadar,
Dalal, Shemot, Bishpa, Berhu,
Leilam,
Minim, Ho, Yakata,
Yevata,
Yeshua, Chas, Yakta, Dan, Vilma,
Amen.
Amen.
Yehesh,
Ishme,
Baba,
Min
Shemaya,
Shemaya,
Lechaim,
Yechayim, Sheva, Lecheleno, Elkol, Yisrael,
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom,
Shalom, Imam.
Say Shalom,
Say Shalom.
Lenu Val Kol
Alim Velkol
Yisrael,
Yisrael.
Val Kol Yoshei
Elkol
Yisrael,
Yisrael,
Imru.
Yemru. Amen.
Amen.
All souls are with you, O Sovereign. Teach us to live wisely and unselfishly, courageously and fruitfully, in truth and understanding, in love and in peace, so that our remembrance of them will be more than mere moments of regret, but rather a catalyst for inspired living. May the names of those whose memories we cherish be for us a blessing, and may we be worthy so that those who come after us may likewise remember us for good, as we remember those who are unto us a blessing. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen.
thank you, everyone.
Oh, that's pretty, Israel. Let's go.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's gorgeous.
There's a big
That's a
pretty
willing,
there.
isn't it? That's
So
a willing.
Darabah, Rabbi Elias,
you.
it was a
Everybody.
beautiful service. A very beautiful.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Chag Sameach, everybody.
Chag Sameach, everybody.
Everybody. And Princess Snooki, of course, because she's a princess.
She's sleeping, but thank you.
Huh? She's
Chag Sameach to Ellen
sleeping.
Friedman. I'm happy
As
to be back,
usual.
Ellen.
Ellen Freeman, you stay well.
And Sameach, Rabbi. Happy Lag BaOmer.
Thank you. And
Light
thank
a
you.
fire tonight or tomorrow.
What?
yeah.
You what? I didn't hear you. What?
Light a bonfire today or tomorrow.
Yes, if you're in a fire-safe neighborhood and you have water and all
I'm
things.
in a condo.
If you can
Yes,
get to,
this
if
is
you can
true.
look online for Borough Park in Brooklyn, New York, they are having a bonfire.
Yes.
So I've been told.
We
I know.
are at my synagogue, my other synagogue. as
Ah.
I
well.
don't think my synagogue didn't say anything.
Enjoy.
I don't think you said anything. I don't know.
Well, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Stay safe.
Good.
You
and be
two
well.
don't do anything I would
Thank
do.
you, Rabbi
Thank
Elias.
you.
Thank you, Rabbi Kim.
Susan, I think we might be somewhat neighbors. I see you live in Lakeland.
I do.
I live in Clearwater.
Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
actually have some members who come all the way to Lakeland. We got some in Brandon, and we're kind of I guess the central synagogue for a lot of Polk County. We're the conservative. There is a Chabad in Lakeland, kind of a small group.
Is
And
Rabbi Goldstein your rabbi?
Yep.
Nice.
Jewish.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
The way I've known David Goldstein since like 1983.
Oh yeah. Bless his heart. And he had,
Wow.
he's had he had a problem with his leg and he had to have surgery. So
Oh,
he's kind of was hobbling around. Well, he's getting along really good now, but
Oh, I'm so glad.
we've had couple times we've had to bring him the beam all the way down, so because he wasn't doing steps, but he's working on it, so
Nice.
he can get up there now. But
Nice.
we have this kind of hybrid service now because during the COVID, that's all we were doing was the Zoom services. And
Yes.
it turned out that some of the family members had people in other parts of the country who their synagogues either dried up or some of them just sold their building. And so they asked if they could come in with us. So now we've got this hybrid. We have
That's beautiful.
brick and mortar, and then they can
see,
still
but
come in.
now